How's it going? I'm going to give everybody a chance to come in. Excuse me. I had a shower today. I brushed my hair, but I kind of threw it up. I didn't brush it as thoroughly as I would have liked. There we go. Please excuse me for squinting because I can't see anything. Busy day. Busy time of year. I got some more of the garden planted today. There's an upcoming video. Howie's turned over, I think, 5 more beds. So it leaves 5 for me to plant tomorrow and the next day. And then the last 4 for beans. Yeah. Tell you what, I got, there's a product review coming up on our half-acre homestead tomorrow. With a coupon code. And there's another product review coming up after that. So there's some stuff coming up, but I got to get some canning. I got to can some kidney beans. I got stuff going on. I'm feeling just a little bit harried. Now let me pop out the chat. If you want to say hi to me, or if you want me to say hi, make sure you say hi before I pop out the participants list. If you don't say hi in the chat, I don't see your name to shout it out, right? So, let me just give me a second. So today, last night, Rebecca had sent me another gift box, and in it was 2 round felt beds. So they got planted, they got filled and planted, and 3 more beds got turned over, and one of those got planted, and now I have 2. I planted 2 more today, and now I have 1, 2, 3. How many beds did you turn over, Howie? 5? Yeah. He said he thinks he did 4. So, and that leaves, I think, 4 left. We're on the home stretch, We looked at each other last night. He come home. And I'm bending over the dirt pile with a bucket. And I'm like trying to stand up straight and turn around and move the bucket so I could dump it into the felt bed. And he looks at me and he goes, he said, which beds do you want turned over? And I said, those 3, because I, made a deal. He didn't have to do it. We couldn't do it all in one day. He could do a little bit every night after work. So we looked at each other and said, we're getting too old for this crap. And he said, I know. And I said, but the garden just keeps getting bigger. He said, yeah, I know, but the pantry gets fuller too, doesn't it? So, I mean, like someone said to me recently, like I have been saying over and over again how I'm 59 years old. Hey, Joe. And I realized that I really had to stop and think about that. Am I like, what's so big about turning 59? Did I become old overnight? No, I just stopped counting. 59 took me by surprise because I'm still somewhere back around 55, right? Up here. And I had some disappointing and some crappy birthdays during the pandemic, so I didn't count them. So it's like every time I go, I'm 59. It's like, really? Like, when did that happen? When did that happen? But then again, we got to talk about the fact that age is just a number, right? It's one of them label things that has become ingrained in us. Times, names, ages, dates, how much money you make, how much money you spend on gas. All these things are just ways of keeping track of trying to figure out who we are, and it doesn't work that way, right? Like I've said before, you know, my birth date, by my birth date, I'm 59, walking around, shuffling around in a 70-year-old body with the heart and sensitivity, or the heart and the ideas and the desires of a 30-year-old with a timeless soul. I mean, it's all, how do you really calculate an age other than by birth date? It's a farce, really. Okay, let me say hi to everybody. All right. Oh, hi, Natalie, Chandy Shaw, Diane Zook, Jean Kubachek, Joe Mama. Yes, Gracie, just a minute. Just for your FYI, just a mom doing stuff. Kat C, Kathy Pinkstaff, KB Canner, Life with the Woofies, c'est moi. Linda Willardson, Melinda Snow, Minnesota Farmer's Wife, Sharon Addick, Sherry Leach, Timothy Williams. Hi, Sherry. How are you doing? I know you're still in the hospital. How are things going? Are things getting better? Gracie must have her time, because Rebecca, when she sent the care package, sent gazillions of dog treats and Yorkshire tea. God love you. She does enjoy spoiling us. But now Gracie feels like treat time is all the time. And she doesn't think she has to do anything for it. You get up here to peace. Look I am not giving you these treats without a kiss or something. Madhu, the hurt of my feelings. Please come up here. Oh, God. She's got me pleading with her. Yes. Oh, mommy, baby. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Says, mommy, love you, baby. Yeah, I know. She's only got eyes for the treat bag. All right, here. She's nuts for these pork chews. Go on. No more pork chews tonight. They're too heavy for you. I will be 70 this Monday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Kathy. Happy birthday to you this coming Monday. Mwah. Am I missing? Some things are improving, others not so much. I hope to be out of here in 2 or 3 more days. Awesome. Awesome. I have a jam sale this weekend. Awesome. Bev, I will be 59 on Monday, and I'm getting nervous. Any advice? My mom and grandpa both died at age 59. Well, let me tell you something. My mother died at 43. And her younger sister died 8 months before she did. In my family, women either live into their 70s and 80s, or they die in their 40s or younger, right? I mean, it's just the way it is, right? So I have between 450 and 500 jams to stock and sell. Oh, wow. And Timothy, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Timothy. Happy birthday to you in advance. I'm sorry if I seem a little hyped up, guys. I am. I have been. It's getting to that time of year where things are really going to get nuts. I've got family coming to visit tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow is Friday already. I swear time is speeding up. I have family coming tomorrow. I have other family coming on Saturday. DeBubba, Arthur and Mill and DeBubba are coming on Saturday. And I've still got, well, tomorrow I've got 4 more beds to plant. Sunday, I have to dispatch and clean. We have to dispatch and clean 4 meat birds because they're getting really big and they're starting to wreak havoc on each other. Hey, Lori, how are you? Bev, my messenger won't let me in. Then when I try it, it goes right back out. I know something is up with Facebook Messenger. I had to unload it. Like I had to uninstall it from my phone and reinstall it. Thank you, Melinda. Hi, how are you? Gracie, you're not getting any more. The audacity. The audacity. So yeah, I had to do that today. Excuse me. I'm praying we don't get caught with a late frost because you saw the cabbages and peppers are in. So trying to get the garden in before the holiday, going boating and fishing. Hey, Pam, how are you? Hey, Sandy Candy. Yeah, try that later, sweetheart. Hi, Lisa Allen. How's Texas today? Kathy Ponder. So, no, Gracie, I'm not giving you any more treats. Ow, my hand. Ow. Yeah, that is a lot of cabbage, but you know what? Now that I know how to make deconstructed cabbage rolls with dehydrated cabbage, and it goes really well with cabbage and noodles, fried cabbage and noodles, because I just boil it with the noodles. I mean, I'm really looking for, as a matter of fact, I've only had a bowl, like tonight's supper was, I wish I had time to make tonight's supper a video. I wish I had time. I had leftover spaghetti sauce, and instead of making deconstructed cabbage rolls, I grabbed my last can of kidney beans and threw it in the leftover spaghetti sauce. Grabbed a can or a jar of my home canned pork cubes and threw that in there, chopped in an onion, threw in a pepper, threw in some chili powder and onion and pepper. And then I made some rice, and we had that over rice. It's kind of a chili, I guess. But do you ever make sauerkraut? I just socked a gallon of home fermented sauerkraut. Yeah, I have, you mean crocked, right? I have made sauerkraut, but Howie's not a huge fan. But cabbage is really, really good for you, especially sauerkraut. So if you can get them to eat it, it's I made fried pork chops and fried rice. Well, I have no idea what we're having for supper tomorrow. None whatsoever. I know Arthur and Mel are coming on Saturday, and Mel's bringing the gluten-free noodles, and I'm going to make the gluten-free lasagna. I have one crock pot that is like the flat one, and I use it specifically for when Arthur and Mel come to visit, because it's easy to clean and it's easy to make up something big. That is because, like, my oven, you would have to strip my oven and then steam clean the inside of it for it to be okay to bake anything in. You know what I mean? For Arthur. Hey, Kay, how are you, darling? Nah, yeah, the pool's going up. The pool's going up. But there's just a lot going on, right? So this is where the season gets. Eating cabbage throughout the winter will help keep winter weight to a minimum. Bonus. Well, yeah, exactly. So, and I also have some ideas of things I want to can this summer, right? I have 3 different tomato ideas because God knows I planted 22 tomato plants. So, sauerkraut cake, you will never know it's in there. What? No way. Hey, Corey, how are you, darling? Hot child in the city. Hey, Christina. Don't make eye contact. Don't make eye contact. I made eye contact. Okay, you can have a salmon treat because you've only had 2 of them today. Now, if you really want one of these, you're going to show everybody how you say please. Oh, no. You get back up here like that. You want this? You get back up here like you were just there. Little bugger, hey? Gracie, say please. Say please. What? Grace. All right, there you go. Now bugger off. God, she's spoiled rotten. She's spoiled rotten. She really is. Hey, Ninja Clank Kathy, hi. Well, all of her treats are like 100% natural, smoked pork dental chews, just one ingredient. And, liver treats and sweet potato chews. And yeah, Rebecca, we're still doing sweet potato chews and sweet potato and liver cookies. No, sweet potato and chicken or something like that. Cookies that are heart shaped. So, I mean, she gets a lot, and they're not treats that are bad for her. Right. So absolutely, farm wife. I mean, we have a ritual. We sit on the side of my bed every night, and I lay out my pills that I got to take. And then I open Gracie's cookie tin, and I dig through it. I look at her, and I find little liver treats. And then if I find a big one, she goes, ooh. And we say, please. She's my baby. She's my baby. Doesn't matter. She's got a big, thick gray, that her muzzle's going gray, and she's the baby. And you'd never know she was getting to be my age if when you saw her run. I just turned over a card here while I was shuffling, so I don't know who this is for, but it's the coyote, the revealer of the truth. Don't take things too seriously. Make time to play. Great wisdom comes from laughing at your own folly. Look out for the traps and tricks of life and learn from them. Like the other night, I don't know if I told you guys this. I went into the bathroom and I was wearing, it was nighttime, and I was wearing my black shirt with the white bulldog that says Bah Humbug on it, right? And it was dark, and and when I went into the bathroom, I saw the big white reflection, but I saw the white dog. It looked like there was a ghost outside the window. I damn near shit myself. And then it took me about 3 heartbeats to realize it was my shirt. Like I turned around to flush the toilet, and it was like someone was looking in the window, right? I know. So, okay, Kathy. Okay. Well, it's only this bag is the pork treats, and like she's never been one for the pig's ear ones. She's never been. We've never really given her rawhide or anything like that. She's always had like real bones, real liver treats, that kind of thing. Scared by my own shirt. Scared the crap out of myself. You gotta laugh, right? I'm finally starting a channel. I have a couple of videos up. Now I have a friend teaching me how to edit so I can make more. Oh, that's awesome, Kay. It's about time. Kathy Pinkstaff. I'm shuffling for you, but nothing's coming. Hang on. Kathy Pinkstaff. This hand is sore. I swear there's rain coming. It's like this time of year, I'm sedentary. I'm really quite sedentary from January to March. And then everything kicks into gear. Like I started my plants. I'll admit it. I started them way too early this year. I'm not going to start them on Groundhog Day next year. I'll start them at the end of February, and everything should be just perfect. Is it safe to can fruit which is imported from other countries? Well, that depends. Are you recanning fruit, or are you canning fruit that has come from other countries? I mean, depends on what you're wanting to can, honey. Could you be more specific? I have a cyst that I will get removed from my hand next Tuesday. Oh, God. Well, I'm glad it's getting looked after. I scare myself so much, it's like a running joke. Do you ever watch those little shorts? Come on, Kathy wants a card. Where, people get surprised, and there's always this one chick who goes like a pterodactyl or like a little T-Rex. Guy goes, bah, and she goes, ah, ah. And then she crosses her legs because she's going to pee her pants, eh? Fresh pears from Chile. I don't see why not. Why not? Just, you're going to peel them. You're going to wash them. And here a card has finally come out for Kathy Pinkstaff. Thinking of you. A loving thought. Serendipity. Now, what I'm getting from this, Kathy, is that somebody's been on your mind a lot. It's somebody from your past. It could be a friend or a relative. I'm feeling like it was a really close friend. And you're not alone. Here she comes. Don't make eye contact. You're not alone, because this person's been thinking of you too, and you haven't been in contact for a really long time. Maybe you should reach out to your friend, because I think they're thinking of you too. She's rubbing her nose up my arm, like just the soft hairs of her muzzle, kind of, and it's tickling me. Yes, absolutely. As long as you do it properly. Exactly, Joe. I thought, you were talking like, passion fruit or something. I was like, no, it's a passion fruit. But fruit is fruit. Like if it's pears, it's pears, right? Absolutely, Sherry. Sherry Leach. Whoa! Did you see that one fly out? Strategy, Sherry. You got the strategy card. Now, this is really hard for me to read, because I know you're in the hospital right now with congestive heart failure, which is water on the heart. But what I'm getting from this is that you have to sit down. See the pen here in the book? You have to sit down and make yourself a solid strategy of how you're going to cope. The best way to move forward with your new health concerns. All right. You are going to, learn, like I'm learning every year that I get older, I learn a new way to garden, right? Whether it's using the walker or using a stool, or, it's not just me, it's Howie, instead of turning all the beds over in one day, okay, do 3 a night, and then I can plant 3, and we're staggering it so that we're not killing ourselves. You have to have a new strategy for when you come out of the hospital, because there's going to be things you want to do. So take the time while you're in the hospital and think up your strategy about how you're going to do the things you want to do the best way for your health, right? You can still do a lot of things you want to do. You're just going to have to think about how to do them differently. Does that make sense? Absolutely, Pam. Wow, Pam's card just flew out too. The thinking woman. Pam. What?
Nothing.
What did you say?
I didn't say anything.
Howard Allen, go away. The thinking woman. Now, as you can see, this is a woman who has an open book in her hand as she's walking down the street. And there's a little parcel of books here, and there's butterflies, and there's flowers, and there's even flowers in her hat. So what I'm getting from this, Pam, is that you have a tendency to be very serious at times. You know, when an idea or a thought or an epiphany strikes you, it's something that you really work over. When you learn a lesson, even if it's a hard learned lesson, like that chair is always there and I'm always going to stub my toe, learn to go past the chair without stubbing my, even if the lesson is really hard learned, you know, you really ingrain it into who you are, right? And it has a tendency to make people think sometimes you're too serious. But look at the butterfly and the flowers, you know, and the flowers growing up. You know, don't let the worries of the world drag you down too deep. Keep your eye out for the butterflies and the flowers, okay? You've been, you know, you need to blossom a little bit, I do believe. Okay. Yes, Kel, because I missed you last week, didn't I? Nope. Kel Storm. Oops. Okay, we got a card. Sacred Heart. Passion, love, and spiritual communion. You got the Sacred Heart. Was that a broom falling? Company's coming. Yeah, we know that, but that just proves it. Sacred Heart, passion, love, and spiritual communion. And I'm getting, if you notice that the heart seems to be, at this point, if you notice, the heart seems to be bursting into flame, but bursting out of something. And I'm feeling that you're looking at life and relationships in a whole new light. And you're hesitant, but there's a lot of passion in you, but you're hesitant. But you will be well rewarded as long as you place your love in hands that you trust. Does that make sense? Okay, whoops. Last card of the night for Kay's Corner. And that's not coming out of that deck. Kay's Corner. Whoa, there we go. Humor. I choose to focus on the lighter side of life. You right now, my dear, are focusing too hard. Take a study break. Does that make sense? Take a study break. You're focusing on your new channel. You're focusing on your new channel. You're learning, and that's a really awesome thing. But remember, don't let it consume you. Always look on the bright side of life. Keep your sense of humor. You're going to need it. You've got a lot of work ahead of you, and this kind of work is front end loaded. And if you don't keep your sense of humor, you're going to crash emotionally. Trust me, I've been there. Hey, Mary Beth. This is the last card I can, pull because I'm getting a headache. So now who is it? Mary Beth. Walking away. Mary Beth. Now remember, folks, I'm an empathic reader. I do not go necessarily the way the people who designed these cards, I don't read them the way they tell you to. I read them the way I see them. Okay? And Mary Beth, it's walking away. Now, there is something that you are walking away from that you thought was going to be really painful, and it's not. You are, it's almost a relief. The gates are open still. You know, it's not like it's irrevocable. It's not irrevocable. You can change your mind, but you're making decisions for you. Decisions that maybe not are approved of by people in your circle or your family or something along those lines, but you're making them because that's where you need to be in your safe space. I don't know if any of that makes any sense. Okay, but you're learning to walk away, still leaving lines of communication open, but focusing on your own path. Now, does that make sense? And that's the last. That's all I got. That's all I got today, folks, for card reading. I need a cup of tea. Did it make sense at all? Okay. I'm going to smudge now. Exactly, Kathy. Walking away from something, you know, I mean, I say walking, it said walking away, and she's looking over her shoulder, but she's still going forward, right? Like, hey, I love you, but this is where I got to be, you know, here, and there, you know, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, you know, she's got to walk her own walk kind of thing. You're welcome. All right. Ow. So, I'm getting ready to go to bed. I have to go finish loading the dishwasher, and I want to run the mop. Won't your butler bring you tea? My butler. Do I ever make a pot of tea and put it on the wood stove to keep warm? No, I don't. You know why? A, the wood stove isn't going right now. And B, I keep a kettle on the wood stove. I keep a kettle of water. Keep 2 kettles of water on the wood stove for humidity and also for making tea really quick. But no, I make myself a great big 30-ounce mug of tea, size of my head, and I drink about 3 of them a day. Well, I'm glad, Rodney, or Mary Beth, I'm sorry. But I'm going to load my dishwasher, run a mop around, and go to bed. I'm sleeping better. I have some nights I have a rough night, but I have over the years I went from 2 lorazepam a night down to 1, and now I'm down this last several months. I'm down to a half of 1, and I'm finding I sleep better. Well, thank you, Kathy. I love it too. I mean, you guys always uplift me, and there's my smudge. You know, never take yourself too seriously, right? Life is trials and tribulations and tests and stuff interspersed with aha moments and moments of pure joy. But the rest of it, like, um, I think this is where a lot of society today is having a problem. I mean, not society, but we've said it before. We spent the last 3.5 years being shook up in a jar. And because we don't see the threat, we turn on each other as the threat. Don't let that happen. Don't let that happen. All the scary things that they're trying to dump on us over the world. They're trying to dehumanize us, destroy families, make us sexless. I mean, all of these things that are happening, that we're watching happen in the world, doesn't have to affect you the way they want it to, right? Bubba's doing awesome. Melinda Snow, you taught me so much about making bread, but even when I wrap it to cool, the crust is still a bit hard. Any suggestions? Well, you can take a pastry brush while it's hot and brush some butter over it and then wrap it up, and that will do it. Before I learned how to sweat my bread in a tablecloth, you also don't want to just cover it. You want to roll that up in a cotton tablecloth to sweat. Okay, like really tuck that in. Like just putting a tea towel over it's not going to work, right? But before I learned to do that, I used to pop them out of the pan and put some butter on my hands and butter the whole loaf all over the top to keep the crust soft. All shook up in a jar. Yeah. Yep, me too, Pam. Me too. I have been much happier since I don't watch the news. Like I honestly when we look at all the lessons we've learned throughout the last 3.5 years, the biggest one we've learned is that television lies. Social media lies. Right? So if we are not forging ahead with truth all the time, we'll get bogged down in everybody else's crap of lies. And we just can't allow ourselves to do that. Right? You're quite welcome, Melinda. But I mean, I use that Joe Mama, the shook up in the jars, because a scientist once depicted society as, being in a jar. Let's say you've got red ants and black ants. If you shake the jar, like they'll be in their jar doing their happy little, little thing, right? Red ants are doing their thing. The black ants are doing their thing. You shake that jar, they're going to turn on each other. Why? Because the only threat they see is the opposite, is looking back at them from the other side of the jar. They don't see the hand, right? We see the hand, right? We see the hand. So we have to forge ahead with love, light, patience, and tolerance, right? It's really, really difficult when we have been prepped for 3.5 years to expect the world to end, for life to end, for everybody to start dying, right? And what happens when it doesn't happen? We've been primed, and the jar has been shaking constantly for over 3 years. We have to go, okay, wait a second, before we turn on each other, let's look for the hand. Let's follow where all of this chaos is coming from, and then decide whether or not we're going to let it affect our lives. Now, there's some things we can't avoid, right? There's some things we just cannot avoid. And that's things like other people's actions, right? Other people's actions, right? Somebody gets angry at you and yells at you. Instead of reacting and yelling back, you look at where it's coming from, because every single time there's negative emotion, it always stems from some form of fear. And over the last 10 years, advertising and news has gone from being information they want you to absorb to being pounded by information driven by fear. I was blessed. Hi, Lori. I was blessed today. My neighbor mowed my lawn and didn't want anything in return. Well, God love them. And you will find a way of paying that forward, won't you? Right? So, you know, I mean, I have been spent a lot of time alone this winter, and I have no problem with that. I have y'all, and I have work. I have work. Work is a 7-day a week thing for me. And if I didn't love y'all so much, I'd quit tomorrow. But I mean, I really enjoy the things that I learn and do and products that I can now share and show. And um, um, so, I mean, always try and not react when you're faced with aggression, anger, hurt, even hate. You know, the whole turn the other cheek thing? It's not like turn the other cheek so they can smack the other side. It's take a step back and try and find where that's coming from. Even if you can't find where this antagonism or anger or hurt or rage is coming from, you still have the choice of how you respond to it. What's going on? What's going on? Linda. I'm back. My mom is not doing well. Our next step is to have her put into a comfort care. Oh, Linda, I'm so sorry to hear that, honey. But you know what? You're just going to have to work at making it the best experience possible for everybody concerned. Right? There's no sense you getting upset over something you have no control over, except how you handle it. Right? Yes, be very careful. Try and see if you can look into having someone come in. Sometimes things like that are covered. Like I am gonna talk to my doctor, and I'm gonna talk to the CLSC, and see if I can't get some help with housework. I may have to hire somebody again to do housework. I'm going to have to hire somebody to help out housework and gardening because it's getting beyond me. It's not getting beyond me. I just need help, right? So the comfort care is at the hospital she's in. Okay. Well, it doesn't mean that you have to be, just because she's in a institution like kind of comfort care situation doesn't mean you can't be involved on a regular basis to make sure she feels safe and happy, and if not happy, safe and comfortable. Okay. Hi, Deborah Nightingale. Hi, I just love listening to you. Weather pretty good here in Nebraska. Love this time of year. Me too. Well, I'm going to have to go to bed, folks, soon. I've got things to do and before I go to bed, and I'm pooped. I've done quite a bit today, no lie. And so now we're coming to the time where we're gonna share a blessing. Now, if you don't want to stay for that, if it's not your bag, it's okay. There's no judgment for those that leave. All right. This is just where we come together. Those who choose to come together, we drop all the rules of religion and join hearts and hands in the light of God's love. Because no matter what religion you're in or what faith you have, if you take it down to the lowest common denominator, that's God's light and love, isn't it? Everything else is just semantics, right? Or other people's, the way they faith. So you connect to yours, I'll connect to mine. Let's do some deep breathing and let's share a blessing. Breathe in fresh, breathe out stale. Push it right out. Now breathe in light and exhale fear and any negative emotion. Hey, God, creator and source of it all. How's it going? Thank you, God, for giving me the much needed drive and energy I had to have to get the things done that I've needed to get done this week. I can't believe it's Thursday. And the energy I'm going to need tomorrow. Thank you, God, for the blessings of the family that are coming to visit, the blessings of the family that hear my emails, my friends on the internet, my family on the internet. God, I am rich and my cup runneth over. Thank you. I have nothing to want. But there's a lot of people out there, God. There's a lot of people out there that are in need, that are so overwhelmed with decisions and darkness and fear and anger and hard choices and illnesses and financial struggles and fear mongering of the media. God, sometimes it's really hard to part the clouds of darkness to see your light. So we lift all those people who are having a hard time closer to you, God. We lift them up to you so that you can see them not more clearly, but see them first, if you know what I mean. God, please look after all of our friends and our family that are struggling. May the light of your love and the light of love that we carry in our hearts for you, God, may it shine from us and shine out and share with the people who are struggling to find their own light. Let them recharge in the light of your love, God, so that they may pick up the light and walk forward, dispelling the darkness with everybody else. Thank you, God. Thank you for being here with us and for us every single day. Amen. Shalom. Namaste. Miigwech. Peace be with you. Blessed be. Merry meet. Walk in the ever-spreading light of God's love. Whatever language you use, especially in the face of negative emotion and energy, always, always, love is always our best offense and our most needed defense. Love. That's all we need. All you need is love. All you need is love. Love. Love is all you need. Until Sunday, take care. God bless.